That's how it starts. First thing you're gonna hear on the recording.
But not on the
Oh,
live. But not on the live.
oh
Yeah,
my
not on the live.
goodness.
Not on the
That's
live.
fine.
I don't. I
That's
don't
fine.
think it got
That's
it.
for.
I don't think it
That's
records till
for.
after the countdown.
We'll see.
Did you hear how
Yeah.
he said that
Special
too? Like an
for.
absolute professional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it. No. What are the odds, right? What are
Yeah.
the
Let's
We'll
odds?
hope
find
not.
out. We'll find out in the
We
recording.
shall
We'll
see. We
see.
shall
Well,
see.
we're gonna. Who would have thought?
Yeah. Who'd have thunk
Not
it?
me. Not me. I think that was a confessional from Trey. That was like
Yeah.
Oh, something.
preference. I don't know. Yeah, it was
I don't know.
something. That's how we do it.
I
I'm
know
gonna
what I
share
want.
this to the group.
Know what I don't want.
I know what I want. Know what I don't want.
Awesome.
I'm gonna share this to the group, the Con Culture Podcast group, because we have a group. And
We have a group.
yeah, we got a group on Facebook.
We got group things.
We do a lot of group things. Wait, that doesn't. I'm gonna not speak because every time I speak, it just don't come out right.
They need to
Like
get their minds out of the gutter.
now, apparently, it's our castmates who are like, "Whoa," and I'm like, "What?" And then I listen back to the recording when I'm editing, and I'm like,
I did say
"Oh,
that.
I heard it. I heard it. It was
Yeah.
me. They were right to
Yep.
say that. Somebody's speakers on because I'm hearing me echo now." But we are live. We should be live across the interwebs. I know we're live on YouTube. I know we're live on
Live on
Facebook.
Facebooks.
We're live on the Twitches. That's it. That's the trio. That's the trifecta. That's the one we usually do. So, welcome everybody to Con Culture Podcast. We are live and in effect. It's been a while. We went to a galaxy far, far away for a special, and now we're back, feeling a little less special. I guess I don't know. I don't know how to. Who has their phone like right next to the microphone? That was
Yeah,
the
who's
hardest
got the phone?
vibration.
Don't worry about it. All right.
my goodness.
Hey, maybe get it off
Jeez.
the desk, bro. That's all we
Hey, maybe-
hear.
About it. All right.
It's hard
worry
not to. It
about
sounds
it.
like you're in the middle of an earthquake. It's like, and I'm like
Somebody-
mid sentence. My whole head shakes,
kill that
like
chicken.
everything. Come on, professionalism, guys.
I'm gonna put it right on top of the microphone now.
Right?
Right on.
It
top.
sounds like that's where you had it. Either that, or you
Welcome
should
to
put the
Con
toys
Culture
away
Podcast,
before.
where these two little turds fight the whole episode.
We're
It's been a while,
professional.
all
We swear.
right. We're happy
We
to
swear.
see each other.
We're out of
a little
practice again.
a little rusty, but we're gonna get it together, guys. We promise we'll get it together. How's everybody been? Everybody enjoy the break? Everybody like got their little breath of fresh air? Trey, how was your break? Podcast break? What'd you do? Film something? Do something?
Yeah. Yeah. Watch some movies. You know, caught up on some shows.
You all caught up
work
now?
done, little projects. Yeah, I watched
Seen
all
the
of
latest?
Netflix.
That's what we needed to do. We needed to
Yeah,
catch up.
same.
We were behind on all our stuff. What about you, Brittany? What did you do during the break? How'd you unwind?
Unwind, I did a good bit of reading and I worked on my deck, trying to get that all nice and ready for the summer.
I saw her deck. It
And-
was solid.
Yeah.
Trey, why did your computer stop recording?
I have
What?
no idea.
It said Trey's computer stopped recording. Only their recording stopped due to the hardware limitation. Something happened to
Hey,
your
don't-
computer.
On the
I
live.
know, right?
I
They're
stopped like
blasting you on the live.
I stopped like mid reading it. I was like, dude, hardware limit. You know what? Probably something with your internet. But yeah.
shame.
All right, we're gonna
Anyway,
continue on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
Working
did
with
see her
the
deck.
sunshine.
It was a magnificent deck. The deck was immaculate. Good deck,
Yes.
Brittany. No, we did. We got to hang out actually more during the break than we had previous in the holidays, and like everything was so hectic. We actually got to spend some time together, the four of us. And Gigi will be back at a later episode. But yeah, she's got kids. It's all hectic. School's letting out. I don't know where I am.
Yes, we're at
I'm
the
sure it
end
was
of the
crazy
year,
for you.
people.
Yeah,
End of the
we're all
year.
just trying to pull it together, but we're going somewhere, so we wanted to come together before the show to talk a little bit about everything that's going on, the stuff that we've been doing, the stuff we're going to do, a little bit of all that. So,
I'll be right back. It's telling me to leave and then join. I'll be right back. Keep going.
what? I'm
keep
gonna
going.
keep going. The show must go
All right.
on.
The show
We're
must go on.
professionals. We're So I guess while Trey's gone, we can talk a little bit about con news. There was a con this past weekend. Comic Palooza had it seemed like less guests than previous years, but still were able to put together the cast of Arrow. Tinoch Huerta, Namor was there. They got the actress who plays Riri Williams.
You
So we
said
have
some of the
Ironheart.
boys,
Yeah,
right?
the boys cast was
Oh
there.
yeah,
A
yeah.
good amount of the boys, and people loved it. I think from what I've heard and seen on the internet, it was a great con. We didn't get a chance to because we're going to Dallas, and that one required so much planning that doing them both, like back to back, was not going to be practical at all. So we decided, okay, let's. Dallas has always been a great con to us. They have always been super nice and given us everything we needed to put on the best possible product. So we chose to go to Dallas instead of Houston. But Houston was great. Countdown City Geekcast, my buddy Ted was actually able to get interviews with some of the cast members. So he actually got an interview with Tinoch Huerta. You can see that on their YouTube channel, Countdown City Geekcast. Those guys are amazing. Ted had a great interview with him and asked him not only about Namor, but about his work on Narcos. So great interview. Was really proud of him, really happy to see other podcasts doing their thing in the city. I run into the guys all the time at screeners. So always good to see the podcast community in San Antonio doing so well. So definitely giving flowers to those guys.
I'm
But
ready to see, but what our podcast will be doing coming up. in the
yes.
community.
So yes, we are going to, like I said, Dallas Fan Expo Dallas has always been a huge show. I mean, it's a massive show for us. We love going. We've gone. I think this will be our third or fourth year going. And I usually go to both the summer and the fall show. So Fan Days and Fan Expo Dallas, both of them organized by the same individuals. I never have a complaint. It is always a ton of fun. It is chaotic. My feet hate me, but it's so much fun. They have so many guests this time to choose from so many different fandoms. But the one I'm most excited about for Dallas is the trio Vincent D'Onofrio, Charlie Cox, and John Bernthal. So the a cast of Daredevil Born Again will be there. That's who I'm most excited about. What about you, Brittany? Do you have a particular guest you're most excited to see in Dallas?
I do not have any guests that I'm particularly excited to see in Dallas because I don't know if I'm really going for the guests this time. I like Fan Expo because I see bigger, better cosplays than I normally do.
The
And so
groups
I'm
are
definitely
huge.
out for the cosplay the upcoming weekend. That's all I'm going to be about. I'm going to be running around from merch to merch. Hopefully, we got some wild bills up in the house so I can run from my root beer stand to my root beer stand.
That's the beautiful thing about Fan Expo is it has something for everybody. If you're not there for the celebs, the cosplay meetups are insane. We're talking hundreds of cosplayers depending on what fandom you're trying to do. There's literally hundreds of cosplayers trying to gather together for giant photo ops and all kinds of cool stuff. They have a nice little red carpet area that they can do fan meetups
The
at.
meetups are
What was
always epic.
Yeah, what was one of your favorite memories of last year's, Trey, going to Fan
Oh, we
Expo
did
Dallas?
the
Because
we had the Marvel meetup last time I went. It was right after Endgame, so everyone was
yes.
just all hyped up on the Avengers and everything. And there was just
It
amazing
was
Marvel
outdoors,
cosplay.
wasn't it? It was by the
Yeah,
cemetery where you guys met.
yeah, yeah.
That thing was huge. There were
Oh yeah.
over 100 cosplayers in Marvel. Easy, easy. You had so many Star Lords and so many Iron Men. It was just fun to see everybody enjoying
Meetups,
themselves.
and then I haven't done. I think I done. I'm trying to remember which panel I went to, but I always hear great thing about the panels at Fan Expo.
Yes. We got to see a couple of them because it's such a large area. They really do allow a large group of people to get into the panels. And if you just need to rest your feet, just sneak into whoever's panel is going on at the time, get a nice little break. I love it this year because this is the first year we're going to be in the Omni connected to the venue. So it's going to be a lot shorter walk than I know. Trey, we stayed like 10 minutes away
Oh,
from it last time. You were in full cosplay walking and I think your cosplay like got stuck to you. It was so hot.
yeah.
80-degree
I
days.
was barf that weekend, and
Oh, I
yeah, yeah.
remember. You
I
had
wanted to
fur
barf.
everywhere. It was I wanted to barf. It was
It was
hot, but
bad.
we did it. Yeah, so we're gonna be connected. So Brent, you'll be in full cosplay, but it'll be AC all the way to the room and to the venue. I think it's gonna be a blast. But yeah, that's where we'll be. We'll be meeting the celebs. We will be taking plenty of photos and interviews with cosplayers, trying to get as much content as we can. I have new toys to play with, so I'm going to be trying to snap as many photos of cosplayers as I can. So I'll probably be following Brittany around with their cosplay group, just trying to snap a bunch of photos of everybody. We're going to try to get tons of content for you guys. We're going to try to get TikToks. We're going to try to get interviews, vendor interviews, as many cool things to watch and look at as we can. We are definitely going to do that. But there's one closer to home that we're also super excited for, and that just keeps pumping announcement after announcement, and it just seemed to be getting bigger and bigger and bigger for a while there. And I think they have one more to go.
Holiday episode over there.
It is. That's exactly what it felt like, Britt. That was a perfect description. It's like, you get a guest, you get a guest, everybody gets a guest. So many Marvel actors and actresses, but just the caliber of talent we have coming is massive. If you're a Game of Thrones fan, how about Kit Harington doing a duo photo op with Emilia Clarke? Like, you get to get them both in there. So if you're a Game of Thrones fan, you're ecstatic.
Mother of Dragons, yes.
We go from the Mother of Dragons. We also have Mommy herself, Elizabeth Olsen, will be here. And not the only Marvel cast member. We have Andrew Garfield, who blew the roof off the announcement thing. Like, people were speculating and they were calling. When he was announced, everybody in the comments lost their shit. There was a little snafu with announcing him, or I think that was Elizabeth Olsen who was a snafu with.
No,
it was Elizabeth first and then Andrew.
Yeah. Well, I think they got more irritated with Andrew. It was like, at this time, a particular.
Yeah, that's when it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
I think
one
it was
of
one
them,
of them.
and I was just like,
I can't remember.
Just relax, and Bob, we trust it. Just have a little faith. Give him.
And right after it happened, exactly, Britt. Right after it happened, we got the announcement was so good we forgot about the snafu. That's how big the announcement was, and that's on top of already having Haley Steinfeld. So if you're a Spider-Verse fan, you have her, and Hawkeye fan also. So the fandoms are covered. Ming-Na Wen.
Star Wars.
You got you got Bo-Katan from Star Wars.
Exactly. Ming-Na Wen also from Star Wars. Brie Larson, Captain Marvel. It's a fan fest of no pun intended of celebrities. Yes. It's a superhero Comic-Con.
Yeah, and they've got tons of voice actors too, and I believe that he's doing the autograph thing with the voice actors or something.
Actually, the voice actors, it doesn't look like there's going to be as many voice actors as it was originally planned. But they did bring in some other free, if you go to the Spectrum booth, the actors and actresses there will be free photographs, free photo ops while they're able to. I know they have the young man that played Shazam, Billy Batson. So he will be at the booth along with, I believe, Tony Parker. So they're going to have a couple of celebs there at the booth signing autographs for free, and international comic artists from all around the world. They got comic book artists from multiple different countries. So we're going to get art that we don't usually see stateside. That's the cool thing. We go to these Comic Cons and it's generally the same artists selling the same art. And every year you might get a refresh, but now we're getting artists that we've never seen stateside or that rarely see stateside. So I'm excited for that. Tons of artists. The car show itself, we have free concerts. There's going to be no shortage. And us, we'll be there. We can't give too much details away. We can't talk about who's joining us, if people are joining us. But yeah, we will be there in the similar capacity that you saw us last year. That's all we're allowed to say until it's officially announced. But we will be there at the Superhero Comic Con. Of course, you knew we had to be. So if you want, we do. If you see us there, be sure to stop by and come give us a chat and talk to us. And
oh yeah, if you see me at Fan Expo, I will not have glasses nor contacts all weekend, so I will be blind all weekend. So if you see me, please come and say hello, because otherwise I will not see you.
Say hello and reintroduce yourself. Hey, Britt, it's me, Juan.
Can't see very far.
Yeah, because Brittany's vision without glasses is
one of them will be my blind seeing person all day.
We will, yes. Introduce, we'll see, we'll fill her in on who you are, and then it'll be an interaction after that, because yeah, she'll be pretty blind without it. It's kind of like, I'll
feel your face.
That's usually the case with cosplays though. If you ever do cosplays with contacts or like hooded cosplays or masked cosplays, yeah, it's hard to see anybody through those things. So yeah, but that's the con news. We will be at Fan Expo Dallas next weekend. We're super excited to get over there and just experience the cons again. I think that's more
Yes.
so than anything. Hanging with friends, taking photos, being in cosplay,
Ready to
road
get my toes
tripping.
wet.
Yes, Brit's back in the game, bitches. You had your chance. So
Thought I was gone, didn't you? I'm just kidding.
she was just increasing the sexy, getting fit and strong. So movies now. We go from cons to movies. This past weekend, the release of The Little Mermaid broke box office's #1 movie in the world. We all got to see it. We got around Trey just right before the show started. He got around to seeing it. What are your thoughts, guys? I want to know what you thought. Spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen The Little Mermaid, because we are gonna go
I
all
think
the
Trey
all
should
into
go
the deep
first
end.
because he has the freshest.
It's fresh.
Head.
You
The
got the
2D
fresh
one, right?
Yes. Tell me your
Yeah.
opinion of the 2D
The live
one.
action.
Fantastic.
You liked it?
No, but seriously, as I think I can kind of speak for everybody when I say we've been kind of burnt out with these live action remakes.
It's a bit
Just
much now.
anything like, and like some of them are just very hit and miss. Like, you know, I'm still trying to watch the taste on my mouth from like the Pinocchio live action one. It's just like it looked
Yeah.
beautiful, and like that's like the trope that's like comes out with like these look great, but there's no substance with the story. There's nothing new that they're adding to the story. It's just money grabs.
Mm-hmm. It seems like it.
Because at the end of the day, like that's a safe bet. Like people get so annoyed with these remakes, but like if you're a Hollywood producer, what do you care about? The bottom line and selling tickets and making money. And you know these franchises will sell tickets. So,
That's exactly
about a
what it's all
remake?
about. That's what it's all
And
about. Selling the tickets for
That
sure.
all being said, this one I'm teetering if it's in the top 3 or top 5 of my favorite live action Disney remakes. Like I
Mhm.
don't want to watch it again, but I loved it. Absolutely loved what they did with this. It was gorgeous. Loved the performances. I remember Gigi said this in a chat, and we kind of had to cut off because we're like, no, let's save it for the show. But since she's not with us, and I wanted to share this, she's like, it was amazing. Like in most of these live action like musicals, they'll kind of like auto tune or correct the voices, and
There's a
really edit
lot
them.
of edit
And
work
this
done to
one-
them.
In this one, there wasn't, and it was so refreshing to just hear like the quote imperfections in the voice or in the tones, but like there were still beautiful songs and performances. It was just once again nice to not because like I remember that was a big complaint with the Aladdin movie. That
Yeah.
like as good as that was, some of the songs were just like it seemed like it was a little too edited.
Acting was great. Action was great. Voices, when it came to the musical numbers, it was a little like, I
Not in
don't
this
think they
one.
nailed
For-
it.
No, for this one, I thought they nailed all of the songs, all the characters. I thought were beautifully casted. Like to me, Ursula is such an iconic Disney villain.
That was a hard
like-
one.
That was it's like this big tentacles to fill, and Melissa
Melissa
killed it.
McCarthy. Oh my
She killed it.
god.
She did. She did a very
And
good
then
job.
the voice actor for Sebastian, rest in peace to the original voice actor.
Davy
killed it.
Diggs is the voice actor. He's in Hamilton. He's done a lot of other great things. Phenomenal, in my opinion.
He carried
Carry
the
on.
film for me, and it was just hilarious to
Yes.
watch him the whole time.
He was so good. Music was good. Acting was good. The comedy was great from him. Davy
My
Diggs
favorite-
killed it.
This is where my last piece on this. My
Mhm.
favorite part of the whole film was the cameo with Jodie Benson at the market, and she gives
She goes to
Ariel
comb her
the
hair.
dingle hopper. I loved that so much. Made my heart very happy.
Yes, I didn't know it was her until after the fact because I wasn't a huge Little Mermaid fan, so I didn't get the cameo until after Belinda told me. It's like, oh shit, that is really cool. I love that they do that. They tip the hat to the voice actors from the animated. What about you, Britt? What'd you think of The Little Mermaid?
I thought it was very good. I know everybody's waiting for me to be like, I hated it. No, I didn't. I didn't hate it actually. In fact, if you know the actual story of the Little Mermaid, King Triton has a daughter for each sea that there is. The Atlantic, the Pacific. That's why each daughter looks different.
Yes,
And
they look
so-
different in the movie too.
Yes, and that detail I like. A lot of people are like, oh, but that's not the way it was. I'm like, yeah, but technically, that's the reason why they had different colors for each sea, right? So I think that detail was great. I thought she did a beautiful job. She sang lovely. I do have my complaints, however. I do have a few.
Lay it on
Um,
us.
I have two, mainly just to the inner child in me. One, I am very upset I did not get to see Sebastian almost taken out by a chef at some point during this movie. Like, I needed to see, like, I needed to see him try to kill this crab, especially as good as the
Yeah.
crab actor was throughout the whole movie. I needed that scene because he is
Yes.
so good. And two, is the final scene in The Little Mermaid when she emerges from the water. She's in a glistening purple dress. And I was sad that it was a great opportunity to put her in an absolute gorgeous gown. And that's like what every little girl remembers. Like when she comes out of it, she's beautiful.
Yes.
And that moment is like,
Sparkling.
oh, you feel like amazing, you know? And those little girl, that inner child moments, I was like, oh, I'm kind of upset. But overall, that's actually the only live action I like. And,
What?
yeah, and I don't like live actions ever. I think they're all
That's
kind of
awesome.
cheesy and overdone, but I actually think that one was really, really well done.
Yes, I think it stayed very true to the original content, but was a good enough update. There wasn't. I know a lot of people complain about it just being super woke live actions. I think this one just kind of stuck to the story. This one stuck to the story,
And I think
focused
that's
on
why
great vocals.
I liked it. Like I didn't mind the changes of the daughters because I believe that the daughters were never to be the same anyway.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And they're mermaids. You know what I mean? So I don't
Yes.
think changing their colors and all, I didn't think that would actually ever change because they're fictional creatures, right? You know, so
Fictional
that's
characters. Yeah.
so that to
For
me
sure.
it really didn't bother me as long as I didn't have to have like anything else like thrown in my face. I think it was
You
a
didn't
very,
want it to rewrite the story that you loved. I think that was everybody's
I didn't want
concern
it
is they're going to
sour
try to
my
update
palate
it too
for the
much.
movie. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like I didn't want to
Yeah.
get something sour as soon as I started. So I'm glad that it just
Mhm.
stayed with the story. I'm glad the little
Yep.
changes, they were very beautiful changes. I think it was good.
They had timeless. It has a timeless story already that doesn't need to be updated. A daughter rebelling against a father, finding out, oh shit, maybe dad was right, and getting herself into the deep end, and your friends coming to the rescue. That story is a great story, regardless. So I think they stuck with that, and then they focused on having just amazing vocal talent and actors portray the characters, and they nailed it. I loved,
If you
bro,
ever
when they
want a
killed
good-
Trident though, when they killed King Triton,
Yeah.
I was because it came out of nowhere for me, and like she had to see the actions of her consequences, like her
I'm so
consequences
glad they
play
didn't
out.
change the Ursula scene. I'm glad they still made her a ginormous like creature
Yes.
like in the movie and didn't change that to like make it easier in imaging. Like they took on that challenge of making her that
Yep.
big and huge.
And they
She was
didn't make
scary.
it. They didn't make it stupid the way she tricked her. It's like this is a teenager. She gave her what she wanted and like dangled it in front of her, and I think that's what made it a little more believable. Because you could convince a teenager that I can give you everything you want. You just got to give me this little thing.
I love the slight change of like, I'm going to mess with your memory so you don't remember that you have to do this. I was like,
Yes.
ooh, that's a big
That's
evil-
huge. It added another
Not
layer
move.
to the story. It's like she can't just go, "Mwah, curse, done, over." She doesn't remember. She doesn't know she needs to. She barely even recognizes the guy. I think that was a great addition to it, Trey. Excellent
My,
point.
fa- my favorite liberty that they took with this film, and I think I haven't seen the play in forever, but when they have her inner monologue where she's talking and singing with herself, I loved that element of it. Because like we didn't get that in the original 2D.
Yeah.
Like, this whole time
Yes.
she's just okay.
I was curious to see how Aquafina was gonna do a singing vocal number, but then they flipped it to a rap, and that was hilarious. Loved her in Shang-Chi. I can't get enough Aquafina, so I'm excited
Is that
for the
girl
whole
who
casting.
did Scuttle?
Yes, yes,
Okay, because
Aquafina.
all I could hear was Sisu. That's all I could hear, like in my head. It was just the character Sisu.
That's the
whole
same, yeah,
movie.
same voice actors.
Yeah,
Same.
and I'm just and like literally like me and my kids are watching this. They're like, it's Sisu.
Sisu.
Like
Yes.
her voice is
She
so
was
distinct.
awesome.
It is. It
Yeah.
is. It's kind of hard to not associate that with like when Tom Hanks was playing in Pinocchio. I was like, it's Tom Hanks. Like it's hard
Yeah.
not to see Tom Hanks. So
Yeah.
it's a very difficult thing to do, especially through voice acting. But I think they nailed it. Melissa McCarthy, I lost her in the role. She was menacing. Like Trey said, she was scary, but she was convincing. Like her motive was
voice.
there.
Voice
Yes.
was perfect. That to me, that was the big make or break of it. Like, I don't care how you look. Like, if you don't give me that like deep, raspy, menacing voice, like Witch voice,
Yes. You got to
wow,
sound like
she
a villain.
she killed it.
Yeah,
Yes.
she did good.
Agreed. And then they killed her. Damn, shots fired.
I mean,
But
y'all
yeah,
know how it
no.
ends.
Yes, y'all seen the movie,
You
the
all know
2D
how it
one.
ends.
Yeah. So that, what are your ratings, number ratings for The Little Mermaid before we move on? Trey, 1 through 10.
8.5.
8.5. That's a good one. What about you, Brett? 1 through 10.
7.5.
7.5. Okay, that's a good one. I'm going to be right in the middle. I actually gave it an 8 when I saw it, and it's kind of maintained that 8. I wanted to give it a little higher, but I always want to give everything higher. But objectively, the day after I came out, and it was an 8. It's an 8. It's a good movie. The live actions already have a hard uphill battle, in my opinion, because they've done so many not so well.
Like,
But
the
this
more
one
we
nails it.
rewatch it, it'll be like, I love this movie. Just more
Mhm.
and more and more.
And yeah,
I
I
think
think
that
it's
that
really
could be the
good,
case.
but it didn't hit me like emotionally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there are some movies that just struck me in such a way that it's like, wow. You know what I mean? That's not,
At the
it
end
was
of the
good,
day-
but it wasn't wow.
At the end of the
Yes.
day, we're the '90s kids watching our childhood being retold. How
Yeah.
did your kids like it, Brittany? Did they love it?
Yes. Yes, they did.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters. It's
So at the end of
theirs.
the day,
It's theirs now
If
to
your little
take.
girl had that same moment that you did when you were a kid, that's all that
Mhm.
matters.
That's
I
what it
don't
was
think
meant to
Layla
be.
moved the entire time. I think she just moved
That's
the
so
baby.
good. That's so awesome. Yeah, and a client of mine watched it with us, and her little girl, same thing, loved it. They both loved it.
Aw.
They were all in, all for it. But there's another movie coming out, or just dropped today, actually. Into the Spider-Verse just came out today. So if you are a fan of that, if you've ever seen that little flick, you might want to go check out the sequel because it also looks like it's going to break some box office records. Shamik Moore, Haley Steinfeld, who you can see at the Superhero Comic Con. I'm excited to see it. I get to watch it tomorrow. I was a little busy today with the podcast, but I will be there in theaters tomorrow to watch that.
When you
Trey?
watch it and when it's over, leave. There's no mid or post credit scene apparently.
What?
Yes, that's what I've heard from several sources.
All right. You heard
Flash
it.
like,
You,
I'll be the judge of that.
I'll let you know tomorrow
I'll
when
stay
I
anyway and
watch
I'll
it.
report back what I hear.
You want to be a good Marvel fan and sit down and watch, go for it. But I heard this one does not have them.
Yeah,
you
you
know
give
he's not
respect.
leaving that theater.
I'm not leaving that there. I got to give my respect to everybody in the credits. Dang it.
Can't do it.
I can't, I did it in The Little Mermaid and I'll do it in that one. Everything Disney, I'm staying just in case. But
Oh my
yes. Then not only is that out, we do have some coming soon stuff that we wanted to touch on before we go. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles released a trailer. That voice cast is stacked, man. Ice Cube, John Cena, Seth Rogen's producing it. They have actual teenagers playing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Jackie Chan is Mr. Splinter.
Living
Like,
for that right now.
it was so good. I
Don't
love
use that word.
trailer.
Write it out. We don't use that word.
Yeah, write it out. No, not that our master's a rat or anything. I feel like you saying that means he's a rat.
He's a rat.
Yeah, I love it. I can't wait to see it. The animation looks so cool. It looks
does.
fresh and original. It's from the same studio as Spider-Verse, so I think that's
it has
gonna.
that look and feel to it as well.
It really does. They did Puss in Boots, so now we're gonna
and
get
Puss-
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Last Wish was, I mean,
Yes.
absolutely a gorgeous film. So if they're in charge, you guys know it's solid.
Yeah, I think the studio can do no wrong right now. So I'm super excited to see it. One I am not super excited to see at all. Not even a little bit. Brittany told us about it while we were hanging out together this past weekend, all of us. And we're going to do a live reaction for it. Brittany, you want to tell us a little bit about that one? We'll do the live reaction. We'll post that later. But yeah, we're going to watch it after this show. And I haven't seen the trailer. Trey hasn't seen the trailer. Brittany is a little too happy for my mental health right now. I'm a little scared. But what are we going to watch, Britt?
We're gonna watch the trailer for the Five Nights at Freddy movie that is going to be coming. Now, if you're anything of a gamer, You should definitely get hype about this. This is a big deal. It's been 8 long years that this community has waited for a movie, a live action movie, with many a times where they have said, yes, we're going to come out with a movie and then canceled it. This movie is also, if you know anything about the games, let me give you a little bit of game history for you, because this might actually intrigue you to watch it. The entire franchise of Five Nights at Freddy, for the most part, storyline and the games themselves were crafted by a single man named Scott Cawthon. And Scott Cawthon would release these games online on Discord, and then he became really he started to see like YouTube as a growing enterprise. So he would give his game early releases to big gaming YouTubers, and they kind of made his game popular because they would react to it and they're like, this is the scariest game ever. So every time he would come out with one, he would release it to the most loyal of the FNAF community, and they would early release it. And so he then would do teasers, like he would hide clues in his own game codes. He would make his own announcements on their like website. Like you would have to change like the brightness and the contrast on the page, and you would find an image hidden within an image. Like he would do all these things and the lore of it is so big and so deep. This will be a trilogy movie with the king of horror himself as your lead protagonist, which will be Matthew Lillard, which I'm super excited about.
Oh, okay.
So excited about it. So that's all I'm going to tell you. I'm going to leave the rest it comes out on October 27th, right before Halloween.
Yeah.
Oh, it's perfect.
And I'm going to leave the rest for our live action trailer review.
Spoopy.
No. I don't
You might
like
as well
horror
get used
movies.
to it because it's about to be around for a while.
Oh, I don't like horror
And it's
movies.
going to be a big deal. The FNAF community is huge community. It's a big deal.
Yeah, my
They
kids
have
were into
games, they have books, and they don't just have books. They have several different book series, graphic novels. I mean, stuffed animals, merch,
all over
out the
TikTok.
wazoo. Yeah, it's
Pass.
everywhere. Just get used to it.
I think I might not review this one, guys.
And
I
right
think,
after they dropped their movie, they ended up dropping their new downloadable content for their most recent game. So like within a week they dropped that, and then they announced they're also making a sequel to a previous game, and they dropped this within 2 weeks. 3 different things. So
that's serving your
community-
audience.
Yeah, that community is eating good right now. So I'm like, you gotta hit
That's
this hype
amazing.
train, friend. I promise you.
That's awesome to see. It's awesome to see people taking care of their community and their audience. But I think that's it for this week, right? I don't think we have anything else. But speaking of audience, thank you everybody who watched, listens, downloads. It's truly appreciated. We hope to see y'all at Fan Expo Dallas. If you see Brittany, get my attention first because she's not going to see you.
Otherwise, you're going to be messaging her and be like, Brittany, I saw you, but you didn't say hi. It's no, I
I
didn't see
know.
you. I didn't.
I literally don't want to piss anybody off. I don't. I'm literally telling everybody I am blind all weekend.
I'm so excited. I can't wait. We're going to have a blast, guys. But thank you all so much for watching. We will tell you how our Fan Expo adventures go the week after that. So thank you all. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.